everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And It's been 3 years now since I've been working at Marsh, and it's been 3 years since my MBA. And I still keep on getting a lot of questions on a video that I made like 4 5 years ago as to how did I decide to do MBA, which stream did I choose to do in MBA, then like do I miss design, is it design related, um, and a lot of you who ask are actually in your like fourth year or fifth year, which is great. I mean, you are questioning this still not that pretty late. You can choose to pivot your career anytime you want, so there's never like a late timeline to it. Good thing is that if you want to do something about it, so that's always a good thing. It doesn't matter when you choose to do it, but it's interesting to see that a lot of you actually start questioning this now pretty early, uh, unlike like what I did. I mean, or like people around me did. The few people that chose to like branch out into different careers, that is like post architecture, when we were working, we realized that wow, this is very exploitative in nature as an industry in India. And if you don't have like a financial setup wherein like even if you don't earn that much through this primary job of yours, things are still going to be taken care of, then you can choose to pursue design in a city like Mumbai, wherein like you can't survive on 20, 25 or 30K per month. And those are, I think, still the starting salaries for architecture jobs, which is saddening because how have things not changed in like 6 7 years since I have graduated from architecture? So that is like, even with inflation into account, it should have changed, but it's still not there yet. And I think with the advent of AI, I think maybe it would get tougher now because you will find clients coming up to you saying that this is what I want in design. I'm guessing like this is what clients also might be doing. I mean, they would like very few people actually would respect you for the effort that you would put in designing that, and they would rather command you to like execute it quicker because they might think that design is something that can happen quickly now because you give a few prompts or like you work. I mean, and that prompts just helps in coming up with design ideas far quicker than, I mean, originally you would have. While I don't agree that AI can like make that experience better somehow. I mean, it can definitely help you in creating images and like execute your idea, but like the voice still has to be yours. And clients, I think, might be finding it hard to respect you for your voice. From what I understood, even like when I was practicing architecture, is that very few people actually respect good designs. And good by good designs, I mean like spaces that actually have the power to make you feel things and like have a way with light and like nature and just the whole feel of it. Very few people actually pay a lot of attention to it, even like on the client side. Most of it actually happens like on surface level, and it takes a lot of time for clients to see your way. And so that is something that I noticed back then, and that is also the reason why like very like companies that are actually making it into like a mass approach are also companies that are actually doing well. Like for example, like Home Lane or Live Space, or companies like these where they have sort of followed like a modular approach to design, because most people who are uh, going to approach you for their spaces are going to be fairly simple about it, and it would revolve more around budget and like um space, like time crunch and material. Some clients do end up discussing about uh, light and ventilation, but a lot of clients, I feel, might be discussing more on how quickly can you get this done for me. and as long as it's fairly good, it works. So maybe that is the reason why like firms still haven't figured out a way to like pay at par with what other professions are paid like. How has it been? It has been good and bad both. Good meaning I get to work on like different kinds of clients. I get to meet different kinds of people across industry. What is up in each industry? What kind of risks are they facing? What kind of growth are they seeing? So you get to talk to a lot of people across different like, and it's not just big companies. You get to talk to small companies, startups, and so that sort of shapes your perspective. But once you get into the groove of it, it it starts getting easier, and it can almost be boring at times. That I mean, the fun part of architecture was that you had. I mean, I always enjoy designing. I didn't like making working drawings as much, or the technical aspects. That is not something that I enjoyed at all. But designing was always fun. So that I definitely miss. And while I don't get to design, but I do take up like I mean, I still have done designing of my home and like my brother's home, and like given inputs in those phases. But I mean, I wouldn't call that design in like the sense that we were taught in architecture, but still some, I mean, still a win if I get to do even like if a bit of it. I try to like at least keep myself slightly closer to art. I mean, like visiting places that have a lot of art history, or visiting museums, and still like like trying to sketch in my free time, because I've realized that really puts me in a better mood. Because sometimes like working in any corporate job for like I think more than like 4 5 years. I mean, I'm still like only 3 years in, but still it sort of gets to you like slowly, and you realize that the bigger the company, the more the politics to maneuver, and then the hierarchy. A lot of people, when we encounter in our work setup, a lot of people actually are more focused on like how you are saying the things that the things that you're working on, rather than things that you're actually working on. I mean, a lot of it is communication at the end of the day. How you're presenting your ideas, how you're presenting your solutions, how you're reacting in a difficult situation, in with a difficult client. And you will get a lot of difficult clients. I think that's like true across all industries, across all professions. So a lot of it is people management at the end of the day. And I mean, you get better at it. So that is, and it reflects like in all fronts of your life, that aspect that you're getting better at managing people and getting better at drawing boundaries for yourself, which I think was so tough in when I was like working in a architectural firm setup. I think people didn't respect your that you have a life outside of this, the 10 hours or 12 hours that you're putting in this office. And I think firms don't really value work-life balance in India. I mean, I still see my friends working like inhuman hours just to make sure that the project is on track. It happens in a lot of, I mean, in non-architecture jobs also. But the job I'm at, it sort of, I mean, I try to maintain that balance. It entirely depends on you. There are no hours to be clocked, or that you have to sit these many hours or come to office these many days. So that kind of flexibility really is something that I value, which I don't think exists in architecture. The good part was that I get to travel a lot with this job, and I mean, I can afford to travel, which I don't think would have been possible stuck with what I was doing earlier. And I love traveling, so that is like a big, big plus for me. And also, like I was aiming to hit like a number in my savings, and so that I don't have to like panic in case something happens, for at least some. Also, one more thing that I've realized, it's very easy to like rewire your brain once you have done it at least once for yourself. So it becomes easier to like handle challenges, and you stop thinking in a unidimensional way about problems. Then how did I decide what I wanted to do in MBA? It was purely based on my faculty. I purely enjoyed faculty that taught finance, and that is why I chose that, because I had gone with the intent of doing marketing. It's very easy to switch from architecture to marketing, because um, marketing is in relation to the other streams very easy to grasp, because you're reading about it, seeing it in as part of your daily life, so it's pretty easy to do that, like most people. But I realized if I didn't do finance in this 2 years that I had, I don't think I would ever do it later in my life. Like people who are good in marketing actually have a lot of like on ground experience rather than like book knowledge. So, but for finance, you need some kind of book knowledge to be good at what you're doing. So that's the difference. That's how I decided. Is it tough to transition? Yes, it's not the easiest to transition from like a very non-finance background to like finance subjects and majoring in finance. The next question is, should you be doing MBA now? Like 6-7 years down the line, a lot of things have changed. A lot of new careers are there. A lot of new careers will be there in the coming future, um, with respect to the changes that have happened in the world recently. You can do it if you want to have some kind of pivot in your life with respect to the job that you are at, and like you need to transition into some non-core backgrounds so that you can have better opportunities for yourself, then it is still relevant. But if you are in, like if you're satisfied with like the profession that you've chosen, or like you don't want to move to say non-core things but like pick up more like hard skills, then I would say there would be like better courses out there. Like without an MBA, you would be able to transition into um, civil related line of work or project management. Not even project management. In construction firms, maybe you can like pick up the technical side, and then through WorkX you can transition into managerial. But if this is not the field that you want to explore further, and you want to explore say different companies and different fields, then MBA still makes sense. But if you want to transition from one like uh, hard skill to the next some like technical core skill, then MBA doesn't make sense. Then you'll have to like look up courses, for example like I mean UI UX. But UI UX also is something that I feel to be majoring in that, it is better to like I mean say do an MBA, then break into product management, and then like pick up a UI UX course on the side, rather than just doing a full-fledged UI UX course, because you have a lot of source like material online now for that. So you don't need to like enroll yourself for 2 years into UI UX and then break into a job, because that is something that you can like get on the job also, or like just pick up like certifications for like 5-6 months and then transition into these related fields. But like, these are just like a couple of things that I was thinking of. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will I will address them in my next video.